Exactly 1 week ago, the red planet got a visitor. And back on Earth, everyone's horizons began expanding. Whether you've been glued to the news from Mars or have only caught a glimpse here and there, this next hour is for you. It's about people, a most amazing place, and a little rover that could. Welcome to both our domestic and international viewers. I'm John Holliman at the CNN Center in Atlanta. This has been some kind of week. Since this time last Friday, we've seen more pictures and more views of Mars than ever before. And there's more to come. But this story isn't just about pictures. Tonight, we're going to tell you how a box of gears and gadgets the size of your microwave oven has captured the attention of a nation and a world. We're also going to tell you about a group of people who went to work last week with butterflies in their stomachs and lumps in their throats.
We have...
It was a good day at the office for the scientists, engineers, and thinkers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory when they got the word, or the code as it were, that Pathfinder had safely reached its destination, the Earth's most interesting planetary neighbor.
This is really exciting. This is the data we've been waiting for. This is the Mom, I made it, the safe arrival phone call. And this is what we've been hoping for.
Landing on Mars is like a lot of the harder things in life. You can talk about it and plan for it and rehearse it, but until it's done, it's like waiting for a baby to be born. This was Mission Control's version of a smiling obstetrician announcing, "You have a healthy baby, 10 fingers, 10 toes."
I don't think any of us expected today to go like it has. Every time we looked for the spacecraft, it was there. It gave us clear indications it was on the surface, that it was healthy within 3 minutes after landing. And now, just now, we received our first telemetry from the spacecraft. We're getting down the health of the spacecraft, and it sounds like everything is absolutely perfect.
How did Pathfinder do it?
3, main engine start. 1, 0, and liftoff of the Delta rocket with Mars Pathfinder. And the vehicle has cleared the tower.
After launching December 4th, the small spacecraft logged more than 300 million miles as it zipped through the solar system. That's more than 25,000 miles an hour. Getting it safely onto Mars's surface was a delicate operation. Here's how that worked. A few seconds before landing, enormous airbags deployed to cushion the landing on the cold and rugged Martian surface. Mission Control would later learn that this airy package would bounce at least a dozen times before safely settling. And for that to have happened, a lot already had to go right. If the parachutes, balloons, and heat shields had failed, that would have been the end of Pathfinder. The speed and impact would have destroyed it. There were plenty of other ifs. This is the first time a craft has landed on another planet without the use of thruster rockets like those used to safely get astronauts down to the surface of the moon.
The little engine that could did. And we are just absolutely boggled by the fact that this fairly complex design that we've been thinking about and stewing over and testing and trying to make work really did the job.
First, there were the black and white images, and not long after, color. And now you know why even ancient astronomers called it the red planet. The simple answer? The surface of Mars is basically rusting. With each new image, new levels of excitement and a sense of wonder.
You might ask if there were living organisms once here. You might ask many questions about these pictures, and these are questions we too will be asking. But remember, the imagination is very important to understanding this mission, and we will try and help stimulate your imaginations as we will stimulate our own.
Pathfinder's petals opened to reveal the rover, about the size of a small microwave oven. Program manager Donna Shirley was adamant about the rover's gender.
Most of the rover team is men, and they grumbled a bit. And I said, hey, it's my rover. It's the only time I really got tough with them. I said, this is a female rover.
A Connecticut girl won an essay contest to name the craft. She called it Sojourner Truth, after the abolitionist of that name who spread the truth about slavery.
So this girl, who's 12 years old, wrote this really nice little essay about how Sojourner Truth would travel around Mars, bringing back the truth about Mars.
If you sense a lot of passion and personal involvement in this project, you're right on target.
It's really, really wonderful. And we're just totally in love with our baby.
And they have confidence in their baby. That's why nobody panicked when Pathfinder ran into its first problem when engineers looked at the first black and white pictures beamed back to Earth.
Okay, this image shows the airbag on the rear side. You can see how it's billowed up. That airbag is not fully retracted. We don't quite know why that is, but what we're planning to do, what the flight team is doing right now, is testing a sequence, and may have already even uplinked the sequence that will cause us to, and let me show you with this little model here. Okay, here's the pedal where the rover is on, and what we're going to do is we're going to lift that pedal up about 45 degrees, and then we're going to turn on the actuator that pulls the airbag, that's retracted the airbags, and we're going to turn that on for about 10 minutes and try to pull that airbag in a little bit more.
Flight Rover, we have rover data. Yeah!
That set of new commands worked. It was now safe for Sojourner to make those first shaky moves.
The images that you've seen today show a completely deployed rover that has driven down a perfectly deployed ramp and gotten to the surface of Mars, making its first tracks in the soil of this new planet.
Rover, don't forget to call home occasionally.
The first rock to get its picture taken and to get sniffed by an X-ray spectrometer, Barnacle Bill.
It's called that because in the close-up view, it looks like it's covered with little lumpy barnacle-like features.
Pathfinder's two eye-like cameras sent back the ingredients for a panoramic view of the landing site. And a quick look at the rocks told geologists they might have been pummeled by enormous floods billions and billions of years ago. There's evidence of a 1,000-foot deep flood, one that moved rocks thousands of miles. It's those indications of water, and plenty of it, that have scientists thinking the planet may have supported life in some form. Look at this map and get a load of these names on the Carl Sagan Memorial landing site. There, the Twin Peaks, the Big Crater, the Far Knob, and the really far knob.
Rover has nestled up and kissed affectionately Barnacle Bill.
Sojourner continued to make her handlers proud. The rover stirred up some soil with its wheels so geologists could get a good look at some dirt below the Martian surface. Then it was off to shoot a bear. Just photographs, of course.
We'll turn the rover and drive towards Yogi, and at the end of the day, we'll take a full stereo from the rover eye, nice up and close. That's the way geologists want to look at it, nice up and close, and see what we can see in that morphology.
With moves like the crab, Sojourner is showing off some real self-sufficiency, getting around the craggy surface. And the research team shows no signs of wearing out either.
This is unbelievable. You have 70 scientists like kids in candy shops here at the end of fire hoses of data who just grinning from ear to ear.
One of the most widely traveled astronauts, Story Musgrave, says there's something almost hypnotic about our new relationship with our solar system neighbor.
The call is there. It beckons. The beauty of the place, it really does call. And with a brand new technology, with a very efficient small satellite that it came just scooting and screaming out in there, and it's there, it lets you know how doable the whole thing is.
Doable it is. The pictures, the enhanced pictures, just keep on coming. The first virtual reality look at Mars was shown Thursday, and it's not just a way to look at cool stuff. The scientists use it to better measure and estimate the size of rock formations, which brings us back to these pictures of Sojourner. It shows the vehicle ramming a wheel up on the rock called Yogi, and because of a miscalculation, NASA missed getting its radio instructions to the rover, so that's where Sojourner remains right now, jammed against that rock.
We did get a signal from the spacecraft indicating that it was fine, it was healthy, there was no real concern, but we just didn't get as much accomplished as we'd liked. And as the team joked later at the conclusion of the day, on the 7th day we decided to rest.
Throughout the mission, from the very first pictures, NASA has been building what it calls the Monster Pan.
Take a look around.
A 360-degree look at the Martian terrain. And today, NASA came back with its latest effort.
And then this is a controlled color animation using images that have been seamlessly put together
the cartography done more completely. This is a more refined version of some of the things that Carol Stoker showed you yesterday.
This is just so good. The scientists at JPL had something else to show us today, something we're planning to show you. This is part of an old-fashioned 3D picture of Mars they put together. To see it in 3D, you're going to need glasses like these. So if you got some, dig them out now. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll show you the whole picture. So if you have some of these old-timey glasses around, go grab them. Now, just ahead, a look at that group of scintillating scientists from JPL. Who are these folks?